Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Payoff Pitch. My name is Joey Olberding, and I will be your host for all things sports. So, on this Monday, January 27th, 2020, I want to talk about the topic that's been rocking the world of sports. The death of Kobe Bryant is something that, well, has cultivated the world. It's been something that it doesn't seem like anybody has had the chance to escape for the past, well, at the time of recording this, less than 24 hours. It's incredible to think about such a talent like Kobe Bryant dying in the most non-heroic way possible for some. Kobe Bryant was not supposed to go out like this. Kobe Bryant was never supposed to go out. A helicopter crashed just outside of Los Angeles, killing him and his daughter, 13 years old, along with numerous others. But as much as many people, including myself, will like to say that this was a tragedy for all people, we all know the reason why this has been in the news. Kobe Bryant was not somebody who should have gone. Kobe Bryant was more than just an athlete. Kobe Bryant was more than a basketball player. Kobe Bryant was more than an MVP. Kobe Bryant was more than a father. And to some, Kobe Bryant was more than a human. When you look at Kobe Bryant's stats, you see why he's regarded as one of the greatest NBA players to ever play the game. You see why he is a legend. But legendary behavior and legendary thoughts, post-mortem, they stem from more than just stats. He may have been able to post an 81 score game against the Toronto Raptors and may have been able to score 60 in his final game. But that's not what made Kobe Bryant legendary. What made Kobe Bryant legendary was more. You can have great stats and still not be respected. Look at Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens. But Kobe Bryant, there's a reason why we are celebrating his life on the day after his untimely death. Because Kobe Bryant was beautiful. Kobe Bryant was somebody who every American and everybody in the world strived to be. He had a work ethic beyond anybody who I can think of, beyond anybody I know. I'll be the first to admit, I'm not a Lakers fan. Before this, I probably wouldn't have considered myself a Kobe Bryant fan. But there's a difference between a real fan, somebody who buys all the jerseys, somebody who goes to all the games, and somebody watching from the distance and appreciating him. And that's what I would say was my relationship to Kobe Bryant up until yesterday. I want to say that I've always respected Kobe Bryant, and most people have as well. There's a reason why he was the 2008 most valuable player, and there's a reason why he went to 18 All-Star games. There's a reason why Kobe Bryant won 6 championships. There's a reason why Kobe Bryant is gone, but not forgotten. I miss him already, and that's weird to say. I always feel like when a celebrity dies, that really hits me hard. You know, it's weird to say that I miss them because I never knew them. You know, we didn't know everything about Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was not a perfect person. In 2003, he was convicted for rape. The charges were dropped. Do we know if he did it? I don't think that we should focus on that today. While it's important, just focusing on Kobe Bryant himself is important too. I want to say that Kobe Bryant, he was a visionary. Kobe Bryant was somebody who everybody looked up to in some way. even people who didn't follow sports whatsoever. Just think about it. You have a crumpled up piece of paper. There's a trash can on the other end of the room. What do? Yell it. Say Kobe. It's just one of those things. Everybody does. So in some ways, everybody respects Kobe. In some ways, Kobe transcended what it means to simply be an athlete or to simply be a human. Kobe Bryant almost forced himself into the minds of every American, everybody on this planet even who follows basketball or even knows the name Kobe Bryant. It's interesting, isn't it? Today at my school, I, of course, was talking about Kobe Bryant to a lot of people, talking about what he means, talking about the importance of him, and talking about the next step. Now, of course, at a high school, there are plenty of people who don't quite understand it. Why would you celebrate just an athlete? But that's the thing, isn't it? As I keep mentioning, Kobe Bryant was not just an athlete. Kobe Bryant wasn't anything that we had seen before. Kobe Bryant transcended what it meant to be a basketball player. When he burst onto the scene in 1996 at 18 years old, he was different. You could just feel it. 71 games in 1996. And he wasn't the best. He wasn't an all-star. He didn't shock the world with his very presence like Zion Williamson or LeBron James. But we knew how special he was. There's not many players like Kobe Bryant. There's nobody like Kobe Bryant. And nobody ever will be. I haven't really felt this way about any death in a long time. I'm not sure how long exactly. I'm not sure if any death has really made me think as hard. See, obviously, celebrity deaths can hit me, especially when I appreciate the artist in question or the person in question. For instance, when Tyler Skaggs died, former pitcher for the Los Angeles Angels, I was sad. I was hurt. I knew he shouldn't have died. I may have even teared up. I knew that baseball had lost somebody important. But I didn't know how to face it. I didn't face that the same way. The world didn't face that the same way. The only artist of the past, I suppose, little while, who I think comes similar to that is the rapper Mac Miller's passing just a little over a year ago now. And that's interesting because Mac Miller is an artist, and if you've known anything about rap in the past few years, a lot of people have died. Too many people have died. It's very interesting, isn't it? How sports transcends the barrier. There are always barriers for music. You know, I can talk about rap all you want, and I can talk about the impact Mac Miller or Nipsey Hussle had. But, you know, if you don't listen to rap, you're not really going to get it. And to some extent, the same is true of Kobe Bryant. His death is something that sports fans will definitely appreciate more than the average person. But it's like I said, everybody knows Kobe. You can't escape it, really. Kobe. You know, it's just one of those things. Kobe left an impact. And while we wish that he would have left a bigger one, the one he left was pretty good. We understand his importance. We understand what he's done. You know, in my lifetime, especially in the lifetime where I've really paid attention to celebrity deaths and things like that, there really hasn't been anything quite like this. There have been things that have come close. Michael Jackson's passing was probably the first notable one I remember. First of all, I learned he was in a coma, and the coma didn't really mean much to me. I was probably, 5 years old? 5-year-olds don't really know that stuff, but I remember watching the news or just, turning it on, and it happened to be on, and I saw Michael Jackson's corpse in a casket. So this may have been a day or so after. But I remember thinking, what? How could this have happened? Why would this happen to such a legendary figure? And now that times have passed and we know more about Michael Jackson's life and how he really wasn't the greatest person out there, I feel different about how, why would this have happened to such a great figure? I'm not saying that Michael Jackson deserved to die. I'm not saying anything like that. But as a young child with no knowledge of the world and only knowing that, good people go to heaven, bad people go to hell, and things to that extent, I saw Michael Jackson and said, this didn't deserve to happen. And as time moves on, and I became, a little more knowledgeable of the world, nothing like that really hit me anymore. I just understood that tragedy happens. But tragedy is called tragedy for a reason, isn't it? It's hard to say that something is bona fide, You can't say that good people will live and bad people will die. That's just a horrible thing to say. A similar feeling happened to me when Jose Fernandez died. Jose Fernandez was very similar to Michael Jackson in one very specific way. Really, while Michael Jackson wasn't exactly the picture-perfect definition of good, even in his time alive, he was still quite the controversial figure in many regards. Jose Fernandez, former star for the Miami Marlins, was not. He was an individual that transcended baseball. He was somebody that just breathed the game of baseball. And when he died in that boat crash, a lot of people felt it. It obviously wasn't quite the same as Kobe Bryant's shocking death, but it did hit me hard personally. And that must have been around 2014. So I must have been about 11. And I believe that was the first time a celebrity death had made me cry. And to this day, it still is the only time. But that doesn't mean that doesn't hurt me deep inside whenever I see something like that. Roy Halladay was another notable one. He also died. And he wasn't like Michael Jackson or Jose Fernandez in the fact that post-death we realized some other things about them. We realized that they were the picture-perfect individuals that we had assumed they were. Jose Fernandez was found with evidence of drug usage, illegal drug usage, cocaine, I believe. And we knew that, but Roy Halladay was different. He should not have died. Jose Fernandez should not have died. Michael Jackson should not have died. Mac Miller should not have died. Tyler Skaggs should not have died. Kobe Bryant should not have died. The fact of the matter being that we have to live with the memories while we have to move forward. And we will move forward. In a day or two, we'll be totally onwards, thinking about the next big thing in the world of sports. there is something special about it. Kobe Bryant is one of those people whose impact on the world will never be forgotten. You can see it from the world of sports and how they dealt with Kobe's passing. The video of people, the audio, it really shows that Kobe is somebody who was important to a lot of people. He inspired individuals. He was an inspiration. And that is why I say, once again, he was beyond human. LeBron James had just eclipsed Kobe Bryant for third all-time on NBA scoring. But what does that matter in the end? The scoring doesn't matter, life does. Kobe Bryant congratulated LeBron James for the efforts and the fact that he did eclipse him. And of course, as you would expect, many people were saying, oh, Kobe Bryant, yada yada, he's not that special. LeBron James passed him, whatever. But we know that's not true. We know Kobe Bryant was special. And he is special. Even post-death, in a crisis not truly felt in a long time. Never has a sports superstar such as this died so young. And Kobe Bryant was young. He was only 41. Vince Carter, in comparison, still playing in the NBA, 43. It's a very sad thing, isn't it? It's hard. It's hard to think about how to move forward now. And I have been thinking about this for the past 24 hours or so. Learning about Kobe Bryant's death was a very shocking moment, as you may expect. I was in a group setting, and when I found it out, I just went crazy. I saw a tweet by Cody Bellinger about how he was going to miss this person who he didn't even mention in the tweet. I was confused. I figured, well, somebody in baseball must have died. But who? It could be anybody. It was the Dodgers, so I assumed, okay, maybe somebody on the Dodgers. That was sad. I knew somebody important died. But it couldn't be Kobe. No way. Kobe Bryant dead? You gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding. You've got to be kidding. You gotta be kidding. You've got to be kidding. You gotta be kidding. More and more information revealed. More and more sadness. I didn't know about the death until about, 3 hours after it happened, 2 hours. So, everybody already got the reactions in. It was no longer breaking news. This was just news. And seeing the headlines on ESPN that Kobe Bryant and 4 others killed in a helicopter crash near LA was one of the most heartbreaking things I've had to read. I was not a Lakers fan, not a Kobe fan, but I was a basketball fan. Kobe Bryant's work ethic was unlike anything I've ever seen. And that was something that was beautiful, and that can never be taken away from him. The fact of the matter is, if you can ever hope to have as much impact as Kobe Bryant, then you have already done what Kobe Bryant wants you to do. Try your hardest and never give up. And that'll do it for this week's edition of the Payoff Pitch. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to check us out on TuneIn Radio at 95.7 MRC. Check us out on YouTube. Search up Payoff Pitch Podcast in the little YouTube search bar. And from me, Joey Olberding, I hope you'll stay tuned for more Payoff Pitch and so much more.